In this video I'm going to show you how I built this 400 liter dual island aquascape. We're also going to see how it developed after 223 days, and we're going to add in some amazing fish. Let's get started. So I'm back at the Rifwachter. This is a really nice fish shop in the Netherlands, not too far from where I live. There's a full tour of the place on my channel, as well as a really cool step-by-step beta aquascape. This time I'm back for something a little bit bigger. So this is an Oasa Highland 400. Holds roughly 400 liters or 100 US gallons. To start off the build, I was looking at some big pieces of wood. They had this massive stump with an interesting root structure at the bottom, but unfortunately it was a bit too big. I also found this piece, but it didn't look nice horizontally, and since this tank has a lid, it wouldn't work vertically. So I decided to go for something smaller instead. I found these two pieces of spider wood, and I like how they came together in the center, creating a little arch. After messing around for a bit, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to make, so I took everything out again so I could start working on the substrate.
Okay, so we've got quite a lot of substrate to choose from. They have aquasoil as well. So I'm thinking to have crushed lava rock on the bottom, maybe then a layer of this Danila deponate mix. It's like a nutrient-rich base layer, and then we just cap that with some aquasoil. I think that's a good idea.
We're starting with a layer of crushed lava rock. And this is just a cheap way to build up some height in the substrate. Eventually this will also be home to all kinds of beneficial bacteria that will help filter the water. Next up we need some nutrients for the plant roots, and that's where this stuff comes in. This contains iron, clay and other trace elements. The third and final layer is going to be aquasoil. I'm going to start with just one bag, and after I'm done with the wood and the rocks, I'm going to add in some more. Now the wood can go back in. I've got 3 pieces on the left side and 2 on the right. This way we'll have a nice open area in the center with loads of hiding places for the fish on either side. Next up I'm going to add in the rocks. I've got some really nice pieces of black lava. And I love using this stuff because it doesn't affect the water parameters like some other rocks. And again, the porous structure provides loads of surface area for beneficial bacteria. That's the hardscape almost done. I just need to lock everything together to make sure the wood is not going to float. And as always, I'm doing that with cotton pads and liquid super glue. I love this method because it works really fast and I don't need to wait for hours for the glue to cure. Any visible piece of cotton can be covered up with some crushed aquasoil and a little bit more glue. The final step is to add in a bit more aquasoil, just enough so we have a good layer to plant into. That's the hardscape done, and I think it looks great already. Now let's add in the plants. For this layout I'm going to go with a lot of slow growing plants. The guys working in the store are busy enough as it is, so I want this tank to be as low maintenance as possible. So I'm going to start with the foreground, and here I'm going to plant Liliopsis brasiliensis or Brazilian microsword. This is a pretty slow growing carpeting plant, and once it is fully carpeted it will only need to be trimmed every 6 months or so. Around the rocks I'm planting different types of cryptocorin. Again, slow growing and they don't need to be trimmed at all. On top of the wood and rocks, I'm adding some epiphytes like Java fern, Zanubius and Bucephalandra. In the background, I'm planting a mix of crepe balancea and giant hairgrass. Both of these should reach the surface in no time and create a beautiful curtain along the back. That's the planting done, so time to fill it up. For this tank, we're using a mix of 50% tap and 50% RO water. In the meantime, I'll install the filter, which is an Oase Biomaster 850. After filling up the tank, it was a bit cloudy, so let's just fast forward to roughly 7 months later. It took some time, but the tank has grown in beautifully. We now have a full carpet, we have massive clumps of Java fern, and we have a beautiful background with the crepe balancea. The guys also added a red lotus, and you can just see the leaves starting to show up in the background. At the moment we have a group of Siamese algae eaters, a couple of angelfish, and a pair of Abysogramma in here, but there's definitely room for more fish. So first up, we're adding in a small group of blue-eyed Congo tetras. These guys are absolutely beautiful and don't grow as big as normal Congo tetras. Now it is time for the real stars of the show. We're going to add in 20 angelfish. As expected, they were a little bit confused and scared, but after just a few minutes they started to explore their new home. I love how this tank has developed in those 7 months, and now with the new additions, it really feels complete. The tank is also the first thing you see when you come into the store, so I'm sure it will inspire lots of people and hopefully bring some new people in the hobby as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.